The House will come to order. Opera Colorado is here with us today, and they are going to sing the national anthem, and then we'll have the pledge. Fantastic. Thank you, Opera Colorado. This morning, the pledge will be said by Ethan Bryn, Elena Medina, Michelle Grados, and Oscar Fernandez from Escuela de Guadalupe in Denver, Colorado, and they're going to say the pledge in both English and Spanish.
Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa, una nación, bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
Mr. Gregorio, please call the roll.
Representatives Arndt, Baisley, Benavidez, Byrd, Bockenfeld. Representative Bockenfeld is excused. Buck, Buckner, Representative Buckner. Representative Buckner is excused. Buenteo, Caraveo, Carver, Catlin, Coleman, Cutter, Duran, Escar, Exum, Froelich, Garnett, Geithner, Gonzalez Gutierrez, Gray, Herod, Holtorf, Hooten, Representative Hooten. Representative Hooten is excused. Humphrey, Jackson, Hawkes Lewis, Kennedy, Kipp, Kraft Tharp, Landgraf,
You do yours first. And it was love for opera.
Larson.
See? Love for opera.
Liston,
First, and then I'll go.
Montine, McCluskey, McKean, McLaughlin, Melton, Michelson Janae, Mullica, Neville, Pelton, Ransom, Rich, Roberts, Sane, Sandridge, Singer, Sirota, Representative Sirota,
Right in the back.
Snyder, Soper,
You should seriously consider running for, I'm sorry.
Sullivan, Tipper, Titone, Valdez A, Valdez D, Van Winkle, Weissman, Will, Williams, Wilson, Young. Madam Speaker.
Yeah, I'm going first. Because I'm correcting the journal.
I'm going ahead of you all.
No, I have a little one right here in the well.
We're on camera. Here, smile. My mom might be watching.
Your mother?
Sometimes she does.
With 62 present, 1 excused, and 2 vacant, we have a quorum. Representative Alex Valdez.
Good morning, Madam Speaker. I move that the Journal of Monday, January 27th, 2020 be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
You all have heard the motion, maybe. All those in favor say aye. All opposed say no. The motion passes. Announcements and introductions. Representative McKean.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. It is that time, the time of love, the time of dear thoughts to our loved ones, and I happen to have a group of little old ladies who stamp Valentines in Loveland, and since this is some of your second years in this chamber, this little box is on my desk, and so if you have a Valentine that you would like little old ladies in Loveland to stamp with a wonderful cachet verse and have it sent out to your loved ones, you bring your Valentines by my desk and you put them in this box. And then I take them north to Loveland, have them stamped, and then on they go. Last year we had to make it very clear that I do not buy your stamps. Is everybody understanding this? I do not pay your postage. This is on you. However, I will make sure the little old ladies in Loveland stamp your Valentines. Just so we're clear, February the 7th, next Friday, will be the deadline for bringing me Valentines because I don't want them to get delayed. So I want to make sure there's plenty of time to get them to Loveland, let the little old lady stamp them and get them on their way. February 7th, the box will disappear. Happy Valentine's Day.
Representative Byrd.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members and colleagues, I just want to call your attention to our incredible guests here today, Opera Colorado. They have done such an incredible job bringing in Tuesday morning for us. And as we have them here today, I'd love to take the opportunity to spotlight the role of Opera Colorado in really bringing arts and culture into our state, making it so accessible to us, to our children, and really giving this other dimension to our everyday lives. Opera Colorado specifically has served as a cornerstone of Denver's cultural community since 1981. The company is known for its outstanding education and community engagement programs, the development of young American talent through main stage performance, community education programs, and statewide touring productions. So their work isn't only here in the Front Range. They bring their talent out to all of us throughout the state of Colorado. Specifically, the Opera Colorado Artist in Residence program is vital to the company's mission of bringing opera to over 45,000 students and adults across the Rocky Mountain region. Opera Colorado's Artist in Residence for the 2019-2020 season are Laura Soto Biomi, Kira Dills Desura, Thomas Chalufo, Isaiah Fakin and Eric McConnell, Joshua South, and Tyler Tucker. And this is our last opportunity. Please, let's say thank you to them and welcome them to our chamber this morning.
Representative Froelich and Sirota and Michelson-Janae.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair, Madam Speaker. Oh, sorry. It's a pleasure to serve with you. Members, I offer the opportunity for you to welcome the National Council of Jewish Women, including former Senator Joyce Foster. NCJW is the oldest women's rights organization in the nation, founded in 1893, a special date for Colorado when women got the right to vote. Woohoo! A grassroots organization inspired by Jewish values, NCJW strives for social justice by improving the quality of life for women, children, and families.
Representative Michelson-Janae.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I, as a member of the National Council of Jewish Women, am extra excited that these women are here on the floor today and Senator Foster amongst them. And if you go to the archives, you will see these incredible pictures of women dressed to the nines to come and meet with their legislators all the way back in 1893. So I encourage you to see some really fabulous pictures. And members, yesterday in commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, I told you I was going to bring my photo album. I did bring my photo album. It is on my desk. If you would like to see pictures of Auschwitz from 1990 from Daphne Michelson Janet's perspective. Welcome, National Council of Jewish Women. We appreciate you.
Thank you for joining us today. Representative Buentello.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just a reminder tonight, the Building Jobs for Colorado reception is tonight, 4:30 to 6:30 at the University Club. Hope to see y'all there.
Minority Leader Neville and Representative Ransom and Assistant Minority Leader Van Winkle.
Baisley, too, wherever.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and Representative Baisley, too, if he's paying attention there. Hey, members, we just want to welcome the Alliance of Douglas County Charter Schools to the Capitol today. If you guys could please stand up. These represent over 80% of the charter schools in Douglas County, including the school that my kids go to. Wonderful education. Thank you guys for being here.
Representative Ransom.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I want to welcome them as well. I know actually all of them. And I think you all know that my kids spent some of their years growing up in charter schools. And I just can't sing the praises loud enough of these ways, of these different ways to educate kids within the public school system. And we really want to make sure that parents have the ability to find the best option for their children. They know them best. And finally, I think you know, I know some of you have met some of my children, but the 3 that went to college all went on academic scholarships. And I always like to celebrate the fact that they got part of their education from one of the charter schools that's represented here, PRA. So thank you so much, members, and please help us welcome them.
Representative Baisley.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So, yes, thank you to all of our charter schools and the Alliance that's visiting us today. We appreciate you giving our parents in Douglas County the choices that you have. This represents not just the 18 schools and the 15 that are represented in the Alliance, but that's 24% of the students in Douglas County. Their parents have chosen to send them to charter schools. So having those quality options keeps us on the edge, keeps us sharp, and providing to our parents and that product, their students, what they need to prepare for adulthood. Thank you very much, and thank you, Madam Speaker.
Representative or Assistant Minority Leader Van Winkle.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. A special welcome to those who join us from Highlands Ranch here today, specifically my good friends Andy Jones and Renee Anderson.
Representative Kraft-Tharp and Representative Gray.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Representative Gray has an important announcement.
This is important if you're on transportation and local government.
And business affairs
and business
labor.
affairs and labor. We are trading rooms. So if you're not paying attention to this announcement, you're going to go upon adjournment today to the wrong place. But that's at your own peril. So transportation and local government will be in room LSBA across the street today, where they keep all of the money. And we'll be hearing House Bill 201042 with Representatives Valdez and McKean. We'll have a sunset review hearing regarding private investigators and presentations from several local government agencies.
And business affairs and labor will hear 2 bills, 1055 and then 1046. Private construction contract payment requirements will be testimony only. Thank you.
Thank you.
Representative Singer, and then you guys.
All right, thank you, Madam Speaker. Who here is looking forward to joining us at 7:30 in the morning tomorrow? Because I know some certain members of the Joint Technology Committee that would love to see you in Senate Committee Room 352 at 7:30, where we'll be hearing a bill consideration on SIPA, the presentation from the Department of Labor and Employment, the presentation on capital budget requests from CDPHE, and also a discussion with DPA on the fiscal year 2021 IT capital budget request for HR Works. So if you care about HR, or CDPHE OIT budgeting, or would just like to be here at 7:30 in the morning in Senate Committee Room 352, the Joint Technology Committee welcomes you with Representative Baisley and Representative Titone.
Representative Gonzalez Gutierrez and Larson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to take a moment to recognize all of the folks that are here for School Choice Week. There are many individual schools, and rather than going down the line, I just wanted to point out some of the kiddos you'll see with the yellow scarves. You'll see them here all week, and let's just give them a welcome.
And I am going to call out one of the schools that are here from House District 4, Escuela de Guadalupe is also here with the school choice students. So students, please stand up and let's recognize you. School choice students.
Representative McLaughlin.
Thank you, Larson. News from the education front. Listen up. House Bill 201005 will be laid over, so we will not be hearing that today. In this order, we will be hearing bills today: 1015, 1002, 1032, 1108, and 1007. We look forward to seeing you there. And in other news from the home front, I have permission to be absent on the 30th and 31st of this month. Thursday, we do have smart hearings for education, and that will be the last of them. Thank you.
Representative Esgar.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, they aren't in the gallery today, but they are out and about in the Capitol and may actually be requesting to have some conversations with you. Your state employees are here today. The Colorado Wins organization is here with state employees to chat with you. It is their lobby day, so please take some time to talk to your constituents. Thanks.
Representative Singh.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just a quick housekeeping announcement. In the spirit of Senator Court, I don't know if everybody's paying attention or not, but if you are a coffee drinker, how many people like coffee? Raise your hand. All right, we have some coffee drinkers. Just a reminder, the staff provides this amazing coffee for us every morning as we walk in bleary-eyed to this chamber. The suggested donation is $20. So if you could do that for us, the coffee will keep flowing. Very important, right? Okay, thanks so much.
Representative Mullica. And Assistant Minority Leader Van Winkle.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have a tribute that we would like to be read at length.
Members, could you please be quiet for a tribute?
The Senate and House of Representatives convened in the 72nd General Assembly hereby extend sincere commendations to Larry Walker, 2020 Baseball Hall of Fame inductee. Colorado Rockies great Larry Walker has been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame by the Baseball Writers Association of America. Mr. Walker played in the major leagues from 1989 to 2005, spending 1995 to 2004 with the Rockies. During his illustrious career, Walker was a 5-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, 5-time Gold Glove winner, and 3-time National League batting champion. On top of all that, he was the National League MVP of the 1997 season. Beyond his amazing statistical achievements on the diamond, Mr. Walker was a member of the Blake Street Bombers and was a part of the first Rockies team to achieve a postseason berth. The members of the Colorado General Assembly are proud to recognize Larry Walker for earning this prestigious achievement and thank him for his years of bringing joy to baseball fans throughout Colorado and the world. On request of Representatives Kyle Mullica, Kevin Van Winkle, and Senators Faith Winter and Dennis Heisey, given this 20th day of January, 2020, State Capitol, Denver.
Representative Mullica.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I grew up playing baseball, played for the Sherwood Little League. You're looking at a Sherwood All-Star right here. I like to remind everyone that. And I grew up idolizing the Colorado Rockies. I remember the original Blake Street Bombers and Vinny Castilla and Andres Galarraga and Dante Bichette. And I have to do this because I don't think I'll have another chance in my life to do this, but the fourth one is Larry Walker. It's my honor to be up here today to honor Larry Walker for getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame. He's the first Colorado Rockies player to do that. And growing up watching him, I can still hear the crack of the bat when he would hit a home run. He had one of the purest swings that baseball has ever seen. And I'm proud to be up here to honor him, to honor our guests here today, and the owner, Dick Monfort, and the COO, Greg Fiesel. And we also have Dinger over here to the side. If we can give them a round of applause for coming today as well. Members, Larry Walker waited 10 long years and went through all of the votes to get in, and he made it in on his last year of eligibility. And I know that I can speak for my family and members of my community that we're proud to finally see a Colorado Rockies player in the Hall of Fame. And I know we're proud as a chamber here to be honoring him for getting into the Hall of Fame. So thank you so much, and thank you for coming, and thank you to Larry Walker for everything that he's done for the great state of Colorado.
Assistant Minority Leader Van Winkle.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, members, for your attention today. Thank you for members of the Colorado Rockies for being here today. I can't tell you how excited I was to hear Larry Walker, Hall of Famer. That just sounds sweet, doesn't it? And boy, did it bring back a lot of memories from when I was a young man, the crack of the bat. The thing I remember most is the first time when Coors Field opened, once they hit those long balls, and not even a mile high, out into the center field and the outfield. And the speed at which that ball would return, I swear it had flames coming off of it as it returned into the infield. So I can't be more happy to do this today. Thank you so much to the Colorado Rockies. Thank you for your attention today.
Thank you, members, for bringing the tribute. Congratulations, and thank you, Rockies, for being here today. Any other? Yeah. Any other announcements or introductions? Majority Leader. Okay, the next order of business is General Order, second reading of bills. Where is Representative Titone?
Boy.
You have heard the motion. Representative Titone will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. With your unanimous consent, the bills will be read by title unless there is a request to be read at length. Committee amendments will not be read unless requested, as they are printed in your bill folders. Floor amendments will be shown on the screen and on your iPads and not be read unless requested. Bills will be laid over upon motion of the Majority Leader. The coat rule is relaxed. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1023.
House Bill 1023 by Representatives Kraftharp and Van Winkle, also Senator Williams and Tate, concerning certain address database systems used for sales and use tax collection.
Representative Kraftharp.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move House Bill 1023 and the Business Affairs and Labor Committee report.
Okay, to the committee report on Business Affairs and Labor.
So the Business Affairs and Labor Committee made an amendment to the bill around notification to vendors can be provided in any way that the department deems appropriate and must be accomplished within existing resources. We ask for your support.
Is there any further discussion on the committee report? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the committee report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee report is passed. To the bill, Representative Assistant Minority Leader Van Winkle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And members, what this bill does, in Colorado, vendors are responsible for the collection and payment of taxes on the goods and services that they sell. And we are starting a brand new GIS system that will help simplify that system dramatically. As you know, Colorado has one of the most difficult, complex taxing systems for businesses of the 50 states, probably the most complex. And this system will help them dramatically reduce that burden. And one of the things we want to ensure is a hold harmless provision for those businesses. So if a business were to use this new electronic system, we're holding them harmless because they should not be responsible for a tax collection or payment error that might be caused by a simple programming error or other design issue associated with the new automated system. Members, we're putting the stamp of approval of our state on this system as the authentic source, as the final source of taxes that should be paid. And as a result, we're holding those businesses harmless who choose to use it.
Ask for your support.
And members, I ask for your support on this very important legislation so as to not overtax our businesses in Colorado.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1023? Representative Sandridge.
Thank you, Chair. This doesn't bend anymore. A number of people did ask me why I voted no on this bill. This is a needed bill, and I highly respect the two prime sponsors, great legislators. It was just due to the safety clause. So the bill is needed. I wish there was something in between a petition clause and a safety clause. I wish we had different rules, but what's in the bill is needed. It was just against the safety clause. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1023? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1023. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. 1023 is adopted. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1056.
House Bill 1056 by Representatives Landgraf and Duran, also Senators Crowder and Janal, concerning the non-substantive reorganization of the Dental Practice Act.
Representative Landgraf. Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1056 and ask for a yes vote. There's no committee report.
All right. To the bill, Representative Duran.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This bill is a technical cleanup that reorders the table of contents of the Dental Practice Act to put like sections together. For example, all the licensing sections will now be located together instead of scattered throughout the Practice Act. This bill makes no substantive changes to the Dental Practice Act, but will greatly simplify the laws governing dental and dental hygiene practices. I ask for a yes vote.
Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There was no fiscal note and nobody opposed the bill. Ask for a yes vote.
Representative Liston.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Representative Landgraf, I was reading through this bill, this rather lengthy bill, 70 some odd pages last night. It's a lengthy read, to say the least. And I was just wondering if you could explain to me here on page 73, section 2, 1230-109. So actually, I will take your time, but Bill, members, I wanted to make sure you all read this lengthy landmark legislation. So I want to hats off to the sponsors for doing this bill.
Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Representative Liston, I'd be happy to read the entire bill to you if you'd like. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1056? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1056. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1056 is adopted. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1009.
House Bill 1009 by Representative Jackson, also Senator Winter, concerning suppressing court records of eviction proceedings.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1009 and the Energy and Environment Committee report.
I believe it's the Judiciary report.
I'm sorry, the Judiciary Committee report.
Okay, to the Judiciary report. Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Obviously, I have my mind on energy and environment stuff. But in the Judiciary Committee, we offered up a technical amendment that gives the courts time to implement the technology that they need to do in order to do what is asked for in this bill. I ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion on the Judiciary report? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption. Representative Williams, do you have a question on the Judiciary report?
Yes, sorry, Madam Chair. I was caught off a little guard here. I believe I'm working on an amendment right now, and I guess I can just talk a little bit about the Judiciary report. We could just vote. He's right. But right now, this is my best attempt at stalling when I...
To the Judiciary report, Representative Williams.
Never mind. Thank you very much.
Is there any further discussion on the Judiciary report? Seeing none, the question is the adoption of the Judiciary report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. Judiciary report is adopted. Representative Jackson, to the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So what this bill will do, it's going to eliminate a major barrier to housing. We do have a housing crisis, people, by limiting public access to eviction court records when a case is resolved in favor of the tenant. Obviously, there's a problem if an eviction is filed in court, even if it's dismissed, which they often are, for being unfounded or retaliatory, there's a court record. Simply put, an eviction filing is not the same thing as an eviction. I ask for an aye vote.
Representative Bockenfeld.
It's an honor to serve with you, Madam Chair.
It's an honor to serve with you, Representative.
In Judiciary Committee, I voted against this bill, but after further discussion with some of the stakeholders in the bill, my concerns have been addressed, and so for that reason, I will be in support of the bill. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1009? Seeing, Representative Williams.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do have an amendment that is currently being printed up, and that's going to be displayed. And I move L004 and ask that it be displayed. I got it right.
Still have to display it.
There we go.
Okay, Amendment L004 has been moved and properly displayed now. Please proceed, Representative Williams.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sorry about that, members. Was trying to get that amendment printed up before we got to it, and there was a bit of confusion as to whether or not it should have gone on to the Judiciary report, and the misunderstanding was on my end, not the bill drafter. But nevertheless, I moved this to the bill, and I simply wanted to put this in here just to ensure that when in cases of domestic violence that this law would not apply. So I'd simply ask for a yes vote on this, and I encourage everyone else to vote yes as well. Thank you.
Is there any discussion on amendment? Representative Weissman.
Thank you, Madam
The
Chair.
amendment.
And it may be a question for the sponsor of the amendment. The action that we're talking about here in the bill is an action under 1340, which is FED. I wonder if the sponsor of the amendment is trying to say that the remedy intended in the bill should not be applicable where somebody who has been the victim of domestic violence is actually the target of an eviction, which would be a really unfortunate thing for a landlord to do in the first instance, and I think that that problem would be compounded if now we're going to deny the remedy that the sponsor of the bill seeks to provide. So I think maybe the sponsor of the amendment could possibly inform the discussion by clarifying what is and is not intended here.
Representative Williams, do you want to comment on your amendment?
Well, there's actually, this is a very good point that the representative had brought up, and we are working on a different amendment, so to speak, not only because of what was just brought up, but also because there was also a technical issue as well. So I will withdraw this amendment.
Okay. Amendment L004 has been withdrawn. Is there any further discussion on House Bill 10009? Representative Williams.
I would ask for this bill to be moved so that I can have my amendment drawn properly and submitted if that's okay with the majority leader. We're just drafting an amendment. We lay it over the next bill so we can do it.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe that we are going to continue with action on the bill.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1009? Representative Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, or Madam Chair. I move House Bill, or excuse me, Amendment L005, and I ask that it be displayed.
Everyone, can you please keep it a little bit down in the House? We're having a little hard hearing up here in front. Thank you. All right, Amendment L005 has been displayed. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
I just was, hold on a second. I was just handed L006, and you have L005 up there. So which one are we on?
I apologize. I move L006.
Okay.
And I withdraw L005.
Okay. L005 has been withdrawn. L006, please move the amendment.
Yes, I move L006, and the reason being is we want to make sure that we get this right, and of course, this amendment, I think, gets to what Representative Weissman was bringing up earlier, and I simply ask for a yes vote.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, I will ask for a no vote on this amendment. There are many different outcomes in this situation. I would ask for a no vote.
Representative Gray.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Again, just the writing of this thing that we're proposing to put in law says an incident of domestic violence against the person who is the perpetrator of the incident of domestic violence doesn't make sense as a matter of English language. So an incident of domestic violence against the person who is the perpetrator doesn't make any sense because the person who commits the act of domestic violence is the perpetrator. And so I understand that in very late hours right now we're trying to amend the bill and make it up as we go along, but we're writing laws here, and that's not even really proper under the English language when we used a clause that is an incident of domestic violence against the perpetrator. By definition, I think you're targeting the perpetrator and not the person of domestic violence against that person, but I won't belabor the point. If proposing amendments makes a ton of sense, they should actually make sense under the English language and where people can actually, if they were ever to put this into law and interpret it, would be able to actually apply it with some degree of clarity, especially with the seriousness of something like domestic violence.
Representative Zane.
Thank you. Just to respond real quick, this is what we do here. This is what we do is we discuss if there's something that's missing in the bill, this is a place where we discuss those changes. And sometimes people bring up really great points like Representative Weissman just did. So I would say I agree with this amendment. It may be worded differently than what we're used to because this is a different kind of bill. And, you know, I just want to point out also in the case of domestic violence, often that is ascertained very, very quickly upon arriving on the scene who the perpetrator is. So I think that this is a very important discussion to have, and I would ask for a yes vote.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sometimes the victim is actually the person who makes the call. I ask for a no vote.
The question before us is the adoption of Amendment L006. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no.
No!
The amendment fails. Any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1009. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. We adopt 10009. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1052.
House Bill 1052 by Representatives Carver and Singer, all Senators Gardner and Lee, concerning restrictions on making public the personal information of certain employees at risk of threats related to the administration of human services programs.
Representative Carver.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 20-1052 and the committee report.
To the Judiciary report. Representative Carver.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The amendment clarified that the scope of the bill is to provide protection for those working in human services agencies, child support enforcement, public assistance where they're doing income verification, adult protective services. All these folks are receiving death threats based upon their work. And it's to provide the same kind of protection to them that we did in 2019 for the DHS caseworkers. We did the amendment in judiciary to clarify that for those human services workers working public assistance programs, that it's not just income eligibility verification, but also those that do the follow-up fraud investigation. And that's the language we added in committee. So ask for your yes vote.
Is there any further discussion on the judiciary report? Seeing none, the question is the adoption of the judiciary report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The judiciary report passes. To the bill, Representative Singer.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and it's an honor to serve with you.
It's an honor to serve with you, Representative Singer.
So, House Bill 1052 came out of conversations from last year, as Representative Carver spoke to just briefly. Last year, we heard about the tragedies that can take place when caseworkers trying to do their best in our child protection arena are trying to take care of our children, and death threats are lobbied against them or their families. Other stakeholders came to the table a little late, but those groups came back. We did the research, and I'm just going to share this one thing with you because there's been a lot of conversations about this. There was an OSHA report in 2015 that revealed that nearly 75% of the workplace assaults that occurred between 2011 and 2013 took place in a healthcare or social services setting. 75% of the workplace assaults. That's why this bill is so important. And so I want to thank the stakeholders that came to the table, that waited the entire year to get this right. We understand that we may not be covering as much as we need to, but if we are going to do our best for our public servants that are trying to help our kids in the child support system, help our adults in our adult protection system, help those that need the help the most, and we are going to decrease turnover in our workplace, this is the bill that will do that. At the same time, I have to thank Representative Carver because as a former caseworker, we're overworked, we're underappreciated. This kind of bill elevates the profession to what it should be. And for someone who has not been in that line of service like yourself to be able to step up, bring the people together and do the right work, I want to say thank you for that, and I encourage an aye vote on House Bill 1052.
Is there any further discussion? Representative Liston.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, I rise in support of this bill for maybe for a slightly different reason. Some of you know my wife was a guardian ad litem in the office of guardian ad litem for a number of years, quite a few years. And she and her fellow colleagues made a lot of home visits, and they put themselves and their colleagues sometimes were in very uncomfortable and dangerous situations. Except I'm not sure if this directly applies, but I know that she would come home after doing various home visits and relay to me some of the uncertain situations that they place themselves in of potential bodily harm. So I can certainly see the need for this bill and would urge an aye vote on House Bill 1037. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1052? Seeing none, the question is the adoption of House Bill 1052. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1052 is passed. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1037.
House Bill 1037 by Representative Arno, Senator Quorum, concerning the Colorado Water Conservation Board's authority to augment stream flows with acquired water rights that have been previously decreed for augmentation use.
Representative Arndt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1037 and the committee report.
To the Rural Affairs and Agriculture Committee report.
And I'd like to offer a second reading amendment.
Okay.
It's a big amendment.
Can you move the amendment, please? Representative Arndt.
Yeah, I move L002. And ask them to be properly displayed.
L002 is moved and properly displayed. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a very technical amendment. You can see that we're striking 379202, Pren's 4.5 with 3792102. What this is the amendment to the committee report, which had an amendment on it, to make sure that we're clarifying the right section that it goes into.
Is there any discussion on amendment L002? Seeing none. Question before us is the adoption of amendment L002. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. Amendment L002 is passed. To the committee report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In the committee, we did amend the bill to listen harder and get the language right. I'll talk about the bill in a minute, but what this basically the amendment did was say that a junior appropriator is entitled to the continuation of the stream conditions as the conditions existed at the time of the junior appropriator's appropriation. And what that means is that this bill is not intended to disrupt a junior appropriator's water rights. And I urge an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion on the committee report? Seeing none. The question before us is the adoption of the committee report as amended. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee report is adopted. Representative Arndt, to the bill.
Thank you very much. The intent, sometimes when you run a bill and then it dies, you get disappointed. But what's so neat about running bills and having them die is when you work harder and you listen more and you talk about it all year long, and it comes out as a much better bill. I think this is a better bill, and the intention is to make sure that the Colorado Water Conservation Board has the authority to augment stream flows with acquired water rights that have been previously decreed for augmentation use. So this was 9-0 out of committee, and last year was a partisan vote, and this year it is a unanimous vote, so I urge a yes vote on this bill.
Representative Pilton.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and this is kind of a clarifying question. In committee, I was a yes vote with hopes you would continue to talk with the South Platte people. Just wondering if that happened.
Representative Arndt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, it did. I don't know if we named it. We had an attorney who was representing the ditch users. Do you remember his testimony? He called the attorney for the South Platte group, and they got it worked out, and they're fine.
Right. Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1037? Seeing none, the question is the adoption of House Bill 1037. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1037 is adopted. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1067.
House Bill 1067 by Representatives Roberts and Will, also Senators Story and Fields, concerning the management of real estate held by certain junior college districts.
Representative Roberts.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1067, and there is no committee report.
To the bill. Representative Roberts.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, this is a capital development committee bill that we considered over the interim. What it would do is basically clear up statute with regards to the Northwestern Colorado Community College, specifically their Moffett County and Rangeley campuses. Due to some technical lapses in the statute, they currently don't have the power to own and transfer their own real estate. They've come to us and requested that power so that they can join the community college system as far as their land ownership goes. So I think it's a good bill. Would appreciate a yes vote. Happy to do it with Representative Will, who represents those two campuses.
Representative Will.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And yes, this is both these colleges are in my district. They're in Moffett County, the junior college as well as Rangeley. And as Representative Roberts said, they came to us and one of these cleared up. It was an ambiguities, I guess, in the past that they couldn't deal with this real estate. So it's just a cleanup bill, and I support it 100%. Good bill, vote yes.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1067? Seeing none, the question is the adoption of House Bill 1067. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. We adopt 1067. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1132.
House Bill 1132 by Representative Lontine, also Senator Fenberg, concerning county reimbursements for election supplies from the local elections assistance cash fund.
Representative Lontine.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1132. There was no committee report.
To the bill, Representative Lontine.
Members, last year we ran a bill to update our election system and found out that when we put in voting equipment tied to the grant fund to give money to the clerks so that they could help buy the equipment they needed for the additional VSPCs, that voting equipment has a very specific statutory definition. And in order to release those funds, which have already been appropriated, there's no money tied to this bill, but we do need to change that definition to allow changes to be made so that clerks can buy the things they actually need. This is a good bill. It passed unanimously in State Affairs. I asked for a yes vote.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1132? Seeing none, the question is the adoption of House Bill 1132. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1132 passes. Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
You have heard the motion. Seeing no objection, the committee will rise and report.
What is that noise? The House will come back to order. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Mr. Randall, please read the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Madam Speaker, your Committee of the Whole begs leave to report it has had under consideration the following touch bills, basically where the recommendations are on House Bill 1009, amendment House Bill 1023, amendment House Bill 1037, amendment House Bill 1052, amendment House Bill 1056, House Bill 1067, House Bill 1132, passed under gross third and final passage.
Representative Tatone. You have heard the motion, and there is one amendment at the desk. Mr. Randall, please read the Williams amendment.
Representative Williams moved to amend the report of the Committee of the Whole to reverse the action taken by the committee in not adopting the following Williams Amendment L006 to House Bill 1009 to show this had been passed. The House Bill 1009 has been passed.
Representative Williams.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the Williams Amendment and simply ask for a yes vote.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Again, there are two parties to this case. You never know what's going to happen with either party. What we're talking about here in this amendment is criminal, not a civil case. I ask for a no vote.
Is there any further discussion on the Williams amendment to the report of the Committee of the Whole? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members, please vote. Representative Exum and Young. Please close the machine. With 29 aye votes, 33 no votes, 1 excused, and 2 vacant, the Williams amendment is lost. Mr. Randall, please open. So the question before us is the passage of the report of the Committee of the Whole. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members, please vote. Representatives Buck, Larson, McCluskey. Please close the machine. With 52 aye votes, 10 no votes, 1 excused, and 2 vacant, the report of the Committee of the Whole is passed. Announcements and introductions. Representative Lontine.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Health and Insurance Committee members, we are meeting 5 minutes upon adjournment, so please be on time. Representative Soper, I'm looking at you. We have 2 sunset review hearings for the hearing aid providers and audiologists, and if we can find the time, we would like to do a presentation from Civic and the Department of Healthcare Policy and Financing on regional accountable entities. Be there or be square.
I have one quick announcement, which is Representative McCluskey will be replaced by Representative Young on House Education today only. Representative Weissman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have 2 Judiciary Committee-related announcements. First, we are meeting at our usual time, 1:30 this afternoon in our usual room, 112. We have a full agenda, 5 bills. They are House Bills 1014, 1088, 1107, 1130, and 1019. In that order, we'll start promptly at 1:30. Second reminder for what I mentioned yesterday, the presentation on Our Courts, Colorado, that will be tomorrow, Wednesday the 29th at noon in the old Supreme Court chamber. This is not official judiciary business. It's something that may be of interest to members, also to aides, interns, volunteers. Come hear one of our justices talk a little bit about how our courts work and how access to justice is provided. Again, tomorrow, 12 noon, Old Supreme Court. Thank you.
Representative Sirota.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is to announce I have been approved by the Majority Leader for an excused absence March 13th through the 16th because my baby brother is getting married and I am officiating.
Awesome. Representative, Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The State Veterans and Military Affairs Committee will be meeting this afternoon at 1:30 p.m. to hear House Bill 1153.
Representative Harrod.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm announcing that I will be absent February 7th upon approval of the Majority Leader.
Any other announcements or introductions? I'm going to do a couple reports. Mr. Randall, please read reports of committees of reference.
Committee on Energy and Environment, Arbitrators of the Merits of the Committee was House Bill 1060 be amended as follows. Now submitted to be further Committee on Appropriations for recommendation. House Bill 1070 be postponed indefinitely. House Committee on Finance, Arbitrators of the Merits of the Committee was House Bill 1020 be amended as follows. Now submitted to be further Committee on Whole favor recommendation. House Bill 1024 be amended as follows. Now submitted to be further Committee on Appropriations for recommendation. House Bill 1030 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. Committee on Rural Affairs and Agriculture, Arbitrators of the Merits of the Committee was House Bill 1003 be referred favorably to the Committee on Finance. House Bill 1004 be amended as follows. Now submitted to be referred to the Committee on Finance for recommendation. House Bill 1072 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. House Bill 1082 be referred favorably to the Committee on Finance.
Signing of bills, resolutions, and memorials.
The Speaker has signed.
Signing of bills, resolutions, and memorials will be printed in the Journal. Message from the Senate.
Madam Speaker, the Senate.
Message from the Senate will be printed in the Journal. Any other announcements or introductions? Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the House stand in recess until later today.
Seeing no objection, the House will be in recess till later today.
Thank you.